I was a young man walking in a tree, waiting for an answer. Come and take me higher, higher. Father, come and take me higher, higher. Father, come and take me higher, higher. Father, come and take me higher. Come live inside
Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. Big welcome to you and very happy to see you all. And of course, welcome to all those who are joining us via broadcasting for today's Satsang. Wherever you may be in the world, we are very happy that we can share Satsang in real time together. So welcome everyone. Very good. Want some music? Yes, go back to the... That's... Very good.
The song was inspired by this Sufi love poem.
Oh, Anna's saying that this song they're going to sing was inspired by a Sufi love poem. And it says here, unable to perceive the shape of you, I find you all around me. Your presence fills my eyes with your love. It humbles my heart, for you are everywhere. Beautiful, eh? Thank you.
We're so grateful, Guruji.
Yes,
Really.
thank you. Thank you.
You're filling up my eyes, filling up my eyes. No form with which to hide you. Now everywhere I find you, say live just like the sky. I live like I was blind. Now everywhere I find you. Now everywhere I find you, filling up my eyes. I'm here. Everything is changing, but I am here. I'm here. I see it rearranging. Endless is your love. Your love is life. Your love is life. Life can't die. No, life can never die. Endlessly am I, no place for me to hide, Lord. My presence is my life, as constant as the sky. I choicelessly abide. For this I cry, Lord, I am alive. I am alive. Om Namah Shivaya. Oh, I am life. Om Namah Shivaya. eyes. You're filling up my eyes, filling up my eyes. No form with which to hide you. Now everywhere I find you, say live just like the sky. I lived like I was blind. Now everywhere I find you. Now everywhere I find you, filling up my eyes. I'm here. Everything is changing, but I am here. I'm here. I see it rearranging. Endless is your love. Your love can't die. Your love is life. Life can't die.
Okay, welcome for Satsang today. Very good, beautiful song. Okay, come.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
Thank you for calling me up.
Thank you. It's okay.
My heart is beating.
I hope so.
It's good. I was afraid to come up for a long time. But I feel I have to come up today. And because there's still a great fear in me to go all the way. I don't even know what it really means, but it's there.
Yes.
And since I've met you on YouTube, And I was also in Sahaja for a couple of days. I found myself, my true position more and more as awareness, but still, and the person already dropped a lot, I think, but still I came here to go all the way, and I don't know what it means, and there's a great fear of dying.
Okay, yes.
And losing this body, and
Losing body? So okay.
just, it freaks me out.
It freaks you out.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. That's
No.
just
Honesty.
it.
This is place for honesty. No? So it's a good place to start. And then I want to share something with you, and not just you personally, with all of us. No, we can speak like that. Anyone in whose mind and heart arises an urge for freedom, even you say, I don't really know what it really means, not completely, but there's an intuition, a sense, because you've had a taste of something that takes you beyond the familiar world of your body, mind, and identity. And just that kiss from within has opened up a whole field of possibility for you. And you feel called to explore more deeply. And because of this, yes, fear will come. Fear will come because, as I have been sharing so often, that within this human system of consciousness, there is a duality, and there's one side that seems to be a force or a power that seems to compel or to hold your attention so much in the sense of personhood, and to be concerned about your physical life, your emotional life, your situations, family, projections, desires, attachments, fears, obviously, because this space deeply is fueled by the belief that you are this body only. That's not a curse against the body. The body is a necessary instrument to enable consciousness to taste experiencing. The body is it's an instrument. But somehow, with all sentient beings, certainly for human beings, as we come from consciousness into this manifest play of a body-mind function, you see, identification arises from consciousness with this body, and the belief comes, I am this body. As soon as this belief settles in, and then other concepts can come and just pile up on top of that. No one is to be held blame or separated. You did this. You didn't do anything at all, actually. It seems as though the password for entering this field of consciousness is the belief, I am this body. But before even the I am the body belief came, there's just the pure sense I am, which I'm going to call that sense I am because nobody gave you this feeling I am. Your parents didn't name you I am. That was your intuitive name. It is the name of consciousness. I, consciousness, am. I mean, I exist. Am means to exist. That is an intuition, and perhaps the first knowledge you will have. If you don't understand what I'm speaking, it is okay. We can meet up around the corner around this. But I just lay open some things, some very basic things. So then, thereafter, we grow up with this belief, I am this body. No? And inside this I am the body belief, these forces operate. On one side, I say, there's the force that holds you very strongly into physical identity and a personal identity. And so for much of your life, and for many of us, for almost all our lives, we're influenced by this very strong belief, I am this body, I am this person. This body is a time body, or you may say it is a mortal body. It has a birth time, it has a lifetime, and it has an end time. Okay? But The one living inside it is the immortal one. This is a time body, but the immortal one is timeless. But with the body and the belief, I am this body, and subsequently I am this person, that which is timeless came into time. When it comes into time, all things born of time will have beginning and end. And you have forgotten that you are timeless. If I say you're timeless now, it means nothing for you. Because you are going to have to experience that. You're going to have to experience that understanding and that knowing in a living way. Not just as a belief, not just as speculation, not as theory. It has to be directly experienced and verified in your system. On the other side is another power within you, more natural for you, an aspiring power to evolve and to grow and to discover as much as you can about yourself. This power also can be influenced by the other power, which is the feeling that you are a person and that your growth is a personal growth. But actually, the purest growth and the purest evolution is an evolution from consciousness or from the mind into pure consciousness. It's okay. I am trying to use the simplest words I can. We don't have to use, big words. And I want to just say these things because now, after saying these things, if you have even a little bit of understanding about what I'm saying, it allows me to guide you a little bit, and we see how far we can go in the shortest time. Okay? Now, there is a one who stands and says, my life is just, it's crashing, Mooji, and my mind is just a tsunami, and this is a problem I have right now, and please help me to solve this problem. And whatever that problem may be, it can be, if there are 7.5 million beings, human beings, currently living on this planet right now, multiplied by however many problems each of us conceive that we'll have from here to there, we are talking about a lot of problems. Okay? I'm not going to go to the problem you perceive, right now. I want to look at asking you, the one who is saying, or the voice that's saying, I have to get my life in order, or this thing is coming and please help me to sort it out, and there's a situation that is very painful or whatever. The one itself, not the one it's talking about, not what it is talking about, but the one who is saying these things or feel attacked by circumstances or people or situation. You with me for the moment?
Yes.
The one who is speaking like that, this voice, I'm going to ask you, is this voice reliable? And I'm going to open this question for everybody. The one who says, today, I can't take it, I'm leaving, I'm going to go away, I'm never going to come back. Is this voice a reliable, consistent voice? No? And even the person we assume ourselves to be, who is saying these things, this, I can't take it anymore, this is the end from now, I'm never ever going to do that, and I promise in the name of God that I'm going to do this from. Is this a reliable person? And yet we get caught by this so often. We're pulled into that out of habit, conditioning, and almost as though, well, if this is not me, that's all I know. Where else is left for me? Because this is the world I've experienced. But today you're saying that when you're asked, is this voice and its projection, its imagined problems, are they real, are they constant, are they reliable? And you say?
No,
they're not. Now, stop for one moment. What is it that enables you to look and to discern that this voice is not reliable? Would it not be a deeper place of observing? Can I speak like this? Yeah. Would it not be that you're looking from a deeper place, a more separated place, to observe that, yes, these thoughts come from time to time, and this identification gets very strong with them from time to time, but this is watched from a place of observing, or you may call it a witnessing place. Can I speak like this? From this witnessing place, in which the identity or the person is perceived, along with its problems are perceived, the ability to observe, okay, is that caught in the bubble of the scenario of the person and its projections? I need a bit of feedback on so we can move on or we can back up a bit. Can you see this or not? Mm-hmm. That you are observing a mood and a powerful sense of identification, but they are not stable. Either of them is not stable. They are effects in consciousness. They are phenomenal to you. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. From the place of observing, the capacity to witness, without attaching to what you are perceiving in terms of the personal identity and its projections, the place of witnessing itself. Let's just bring our attention to the place of the witnessing itself. Your environment internally. What's it like at the place where there's witnessing, but detached witnessing? Someone tell me, what's that like? Pay attention. You can speak from now. You don't have to imagine. If you are observing without identifying, pay attention. Don't be pulled into what you're seeing. You can see, but don't log in to what you're seeing. Logging in means don't identify for a moment, okay? Pay attention just to your capacity or ability to observe with detachment, like a witness. A witness is one who observes what is going on but is not directly caught up in the crime scene. Can you appreciate this and relate to what I'm speaking?
Yes.
So what I'm speaking is right now, from the place you are able to look, and whether you're looking into a memory or an actuality of what is appearing to be now, the place of the witness, if the witness is not attached emotionally or in any way to what it is witnessing, can you observe the field of the witness? And please say something. What is it like? We know that the personal sense feels turbulent and anxious and wants to get the problem sorted now and is asking for help now. But the witness, if the witness is detached and merely observe, pay attention to not the story, but just to the sense of presence. What is it like here?
This.
Somebody say blissful. You say what?
Still. Still.
Still.
Still.
There's some stillness there. Anything else you notice? Huh?
Spacious. Neutral. Spacious.
Spacious. Somebody say spacious.
Complete.
Complete. That's a big one. Complete. Peaceful. And you say, just pay attention. Don't create. Don't imagine anything. We're not dealing with imagination now. Just be there so you can speak, that your words are carrying the authority of your experience. Speak.
Yeah, it's stillness and
Yes.
it's just there.
Yes. It's just here. Nevertheless, information from the mind area can seep in. You can still feel like, well, there's something here that's buzzing, but it's not perhaps so near as before. When we are identified with the personhood, it's like everything is pressed up against you and you're experiencing feel claustrophobic. You feel, whoa, there's nowhere to go. There's no help to come, and you feel locked in to your situation. This is often the place where people do things like commit suicide and do all kinds of things. But I'm asking you, don't fight with this. Don't identify if you can. Just observe. This is really important. This is why I'm repeating and emphasizing this very, very simple guidance. If you observe, the fruit of your observing is right now. If you are observing, the response to your observing, it will not be tomorrow, next, is right now you can feel, isn't it? Some distance is there, okay? Now, if I can, I'm going to repeat an example I gave a few days ago, and some people find it very helpful. So I'm going to use pictures for a little bit. Imagine that we are looking, there's a tree by the edge of a cliff, and on a branch of this tree sits a bird. And this bird is building a nest. And it has chicks, baby chicks in it, and it's flying off and getting food, and it's building the nest, and it's making sure that it's safe because maybe a snake might come and eat the chicks and so. So this bird is going to represent our dynamic life. You understand? Please, isn't it? It's going to represent our dynamic life, our activities. You've grown up, you've found your first job, you're getting married, you're building your career, looking forward to a future, doing all these things. So this bird represents our dynamic existence and the activity of our life at that stage. Now, on another branch, just above that one, sits another bird. But this bird is not building anything at all. It quietly looks. It's just quietly observing. It's not building, it's not flying off, it is quietly there, resting and observing. In its view, it can see the first bird and its activities and all this, but it can also feel the wind and feel the sky. It can see the sea, it can feel the tree swaying. But it's not doing anything. So this second bird represents the ability we have within ourselves to observe, just to observe. Okay? Can you relate to this second bird, what I'm speaking? The ability to just observe. Become familiar with it. Just to observe without identity and without identifying with what first bird is doing or anything else. It quietly looks. Can you relate to this? Thank you. Now, the first bird position, the sense of a personal self and its aspirations, its memories, its tendencies and all of that, we can say the first bird is a function or not? Some functioning is happening. Can we say like this? Okay. When we are in the position of the second bird where we are merely observing, and I ask you, can you relate to this example? And you say, you
Yes.
can relate to it. At the place of the second bird, okay. The environment is much more peaceful, more spacious. Did you have to imagine this, or are you discovering this?
I'm discovering it.
Okay.
It's there,
Okay.
watching.
So, yes, you're just there, okay? The second bird, relative to the first bird position of activity, the second bird, which is quietly observing, no? Okay? Peaceful, more quiet, more just self-aware. Can I use this term? Self-aware, no? You with me?
Yes.
Yes. Is that also a functioning? Okay. So even the second position of observing, witnessing means a function of duality. It's not caught up in the activity, but its activity is witnessing, okay? There's a duality there. And you, some of you, because some of you are very, very quiet at the moment, maybe you are so deeply in samadhi, I don't know. But you are saying that this place is subtle, more quiet, more peaceful, is also functioning. Okay? I would like to say to you, and for most spiritual discipline, is really aimed at reaching that second birth position. Did you travel to second birth position? No. Just by understanding, you somehow could experience and verify that dimension or space already exists in me. But I was not aware nor functioning consciously from this place. So I would like to invite you to be more conscious of this. Because what tends to happen, we are so habituated to living in first birth position, okay? So as soon as something goes, like a reflex, identity come, okay? And you can only experience and suffer from your experiencing or your perceiving by becoming personal about it. Can I say like this? You can verify through your own seeing. I am not trying to put things into your head. We are conversing about it and looking. I'm going to call this immediate and direct sadhana, meaning that I'm not giving you homework to do later. I'm just asking you now if you can see this now. Okay? Mm. You cannot help what comes up in life. Anything. It's very unpredictable. So whatever come, almost like without any willpower or intention, we find that somehow we're there to be experiencing it, to be deciding what to do about it. We are somehow there. The more we are deeply attached to a personal identity, the more susceptible you are to get caught up in the traffic of these sensations. Have you noticed that at all? You see? What I want to point out, that the root or the perceiving or experiencing of any problem is always something personal in the experience. Unless you go into this person who is going to bear the consequence of your perceiving, you are only perceiving, and you can be present in the second birth position by observing. In your observing field, you will observe actions, but you'll also observe reactions. You'll also be able to observe interactions without yourself as the witness being distorted or distracted. Is it possible or not? This is the quintessential pointing that is put a lot of spiritual endeavor into a nutshell for you, just so that you can understand and apply. Because I'm not here to teach you information. I'm not here to give you any data or any complicated practice. I'm just asking you, can you understand? And if you follow that pointing, is it useful to you or not? Yes. Watch and see what happens. Maybe for a few times, some activity will happen, and like a reflex, the mind goes into shape, and we are in this kind of storm or turbulence of identity. You cannot stop that immediately, but you can stop it from growing into some monumental epic by simply coming to notice that, wait, I can simply observe this thing. And even this personal noise and the vibration, that is also noticeable. As you apply what I'm pointing, more and more you get better and better at it, at experiencing the stability of the witnessing consciousness. It will get more solid, more present, and you will see that all that you perceive through the mind and the body are somehow arising in this space of perceiving. And that is called the first great shift of consciousness from person to presence. From person, personal, to presence, consciousness. perceiving. The more you are stable at discerning that, but I'm here as the witness, I am not caught in any trap. Even the vibrations of what is appearing through the mind can be felt in the body as reactions. The body may be sweating and so on, but if I hold to the place of observing, I see that gradually all these are clouds passing. Is that saying too much? When you're in a position somehow to observe that even the second bird in its beautiful Satchidananda state, no? The second bird also of witnessing is also witnessed. You with me? Yes. That even this beautiful place of witnessing is also perceivable. Don't go to your head. Who are you? Don't answer me. Just allow my question to search you. Who are you? What is your environment like? Have I gone too far? Because I can reverse a little bit, go back, no? If you are able to perceive that even the functioning of perception is perceived. What is your environment and yourself like? Who are you here? Don't answer. Give a little moment. Are you in the same place as the person? Are you in a personal dimension? Please. Okay. And you must verify. Don't just listen. Verify. Are you in a personal dimension? The previous activities and the activity of identity, and this thing is happening to me, and please, no, Guruji, please can you help me? No, it's too much, and blah, 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 blah. When looked at from here, what is your problem? Okay. Are you hiding? Are you gone to some air raid bunker because the bombs are dropping around and you go to your air raid shelter? And when the bombs stop falling, we look out a little bit and we come back out. Is this where you are? Because some people may feel they go to this place, it's an escape. Being here, are you in an escape place? And then what I'm speaking to you, this is a reason why I say I don't want to spend the time fighting dragons projected by the mind. For a while, the force of habit and the power of mental and psychological projection will keep presenting things in your world that will trigger reactions and identity in you. Maybe you're not able to stop that, not by force and not just by any technique or imagination or pranayama or anything else for a moment. I am just saying here that learn to observe with detachment. You may feel you fail a few times, but quickly you'll catch it and begin to grow, expand with more stability, more confidence, more peace, and also you'll begin to enjoy, because the confidence will grow in you that you can take on whatever the mind brings. It will come. Okay? I'm just pointing this as a shortcut. The truth that you have found, as you see when I speak to this place of pure awareness, I call it the place of truth. I am not calling truth some sacred bundle of concepts. For me, the spirit and truth are one. The truth is not a belief about something. Truth means your real self. I'm only pointing this out. Now, in my saying of this, and even in your grasping of this, and your experiential recognition of this, it is not the end. But you are rediscovering a powerful God-given tool you have to wipe your eyes of perception and to look from the place, the impersonal place of the pure self. Then from the place up in the canopy of the tree of the personhood state. With a little practice, you get better at it, more stable, less agitated, less fearful, more peaceful, more open, more kind, more loving. You are not working at developing these. These powers are releasing from your natural state. It's coming. But it will take time and a little bit of practice just to keep remembering and applying this very simple pointing for you. Now, sometimes the intellect of the person grasp this very quickly and feel, I got it. I got it. Thank you, Mooji. Very good. I'm setting up my new Advaita school over here. You can start to send your students to me because I got it. Watch this feeling in you of feeling, I got it. It may feel deeply true and it's so amazing. It really works, it works, it works. But the one who is saying, I got it, is not true. If you get it, you become a getter of it. And what you get, you can lose. What you discover, and you discover that which you see, if you say, yes, I can come to that seeing, and there's a stillness and a silence here, no? I want to ask you a question, you see? Did you create this that you're discovering?
No.
No. Are you imagining it? Are you imagining it?
No.
No. So I say, you are discovering this now. But where has it been all your life?
It was there, but I
here.
was not conscious
You were not aware of it.
of it.
So to that extent, it is not accessible to you. It was here. Now that you are discovering, now, you see. Did you travel to be here in this place?
No.
No. How did you get here? Just through understanding. Through understanding, you are recognizing a deeper field of consciousness that you are not aware of. You are not aware of. This deep place, I'm not going to call it deep actually, because now my words are running out of oxygen. I can't really go much more further with words. The words can only point to it. The words cannot really convey. The rest must be something, maybe I'm going to use the word grace. It's my best friend to explain things. This that is here. Can it leave? Am I speaking to myself here? Well, I am speaking to myself here, actually, to myself. That's true, okay. A lot of Advaita experts here, okay. can it leave? This is important. Can it go away? Like, for instance, I might say, you might, after knowing this, you might go to sleep and sleep for 2 or 3 days. Is it possible that after you wake up, it's gone? No. Wow. Why not?
It's there, but I don't have the conviction that when I die, it's still there.
When you die, it is
Yes.
still there. Acha.
I don't know that.
Okay. So that which you are perceiving, okay, what is necessary for you to die? What must be there for you to die? You may say, well, I have to be alive to die. Okay? And also you must have a farm or something? Yes, okay? Does this, are you recognizing it with your physical eyes or with some other way? Yes.
It's an inner knowing.
Yes. So even a blind person can say, I see it. It's true or not? Okay, all right. Does it have a form?
No.
How can a form die? How can the formless die? Or even born even? I just want to know.
I don't know how.
What time is it there? Please check in the place I'm speaking. What time? Here it's 11:06. What time is it there?
No time.
No time. What season?
It's the same always.
Yeah.
It's unchanging.
What astrological sign is most like it? Pisces maybe, or Aquarius, I'm told? How relevant are these things there?
It's not, now I can see it's not
Yeah.
caught in this
Yes, yes,
fear.
yes. Is it personal?
No.
Even with the highest technology camera, can it be photographed? No. How do you perceive it? How are you capable of perceiving it? It is what to perceive. What is its quality?
It's here.
It's here.
It's there.
Yes. How you know?
I recognize it.
Yes. You recognize it by what means? I call it a non-phenomenal recognition, meaning it's not one thing recognizing another thing. It is so direct. Is it your mind that's answering my questions? No.
No.
And that's why I can trust your answers. Because your mind will tell me what it thinks, but your heart will say what it knows. I want to ask one more question. You have answered very beautifully, yeah? So you are observing it somehow. How many steps you must take to really be fully where it is? How close are you? You can measure, you can talk in inches or centimeters or footsteps. How close are you to it? It's an everybody question, by the way.
It's the same position.
There is no distance, you say?
No.
There's
No distance. It's the same position as where I am.
Okay. So my pointing is this: if there is no distance and no separation, then no, it cannot die. Well, some people not sure, but it has no form. It has no form. Has no weight. It's not personal. Does it have any enemies or friends?
No.
No. Does it have any assistants?
No.
No. Does it belong to any particular religion?
No.
Politics?
No.
No, okay. If you are able to answer these questions and you say from the place where you're answering there's no distance between yourself and it, all that you have been speaking is about yourself. But also your person seems like yourself also. So let's say that you are both in your dynamic self with the body and feeling and thought and family and so on, as you represents your dynamic expression self. And that self body is in time. But here you have discovered, but I'm also here. But this is not in time. It was not born, it does not have any birth sign, it's not personal. Okay? Can you throw it away? If I say, listen, okay, that was just an exercise, let's just forget about it. Let's just forget about it. Exercise is finished, it's okay, nice fun for a little bit, okay? Let's get back to reality, okay? What it mean for you? Because it's not necessarily immediately going to have an effect like, okay, now all problems have gone, nothing exists. No, it will continue for a little bit. It's like I say, if the fans are here turning on a hot day, and you switch off the power, the blades will keep turning for a while. But the power is cut. And in its own time, it will slow down and stop. Okay?
I hope so.
What is this power cut? Is this understanding, I am not this, not just a belief, but now confirmed in your looking, a space comes and you can see that, wait a second, that these things are just, they are clouds passing. Yesterday, let's say yesterday, I was sitting here with you, I could look in your eyes, or this morning even, you can meet people, you talk, you had a cup of tea together, everything seemed actual, real, factual, right there. Where is it now? Can you turn back and take a little bit of a sample from yesterday and show me of today? Everything is passing. Memory holds some impression of what they are. Some things that make a deeper impression in consciousness will stay with you. Others which are not so important will just be on the edge, and most things you will not register because you had no particular interest in them. And what you are not interested in, you don't have to transcend. It doesn't register. So what is coming up in the field of the body-mind is all the things that are seemingly personal to you. And the one who you take yourself to be connects with them. But because of the strength of identity, you've used up all your space. It was though you used up all your space. Now you're aware that you can look from a deeper place and you can see that as a scenario and not as actually or real. So what seemed like it was a fact begin to be felt like more it's a fiction. It's not even the way of perceiving is not necessarily a fact. It is shaped by conditioning and habit and intention and identity. Adds herbs and spices or condiments of your own conditioning to give the taste to your experiencing even. Don't worry, it's fine. Now you are aware of that deeper place. Are you able to apply it effectively? Yeah, you can begin. I have a little story to tell you, and it is a story that there were two friends, two boys grew up together in a certain village, okay? And they were so close, they remained friends right throughout their childhood, right until they grew into young men. Let's call one Mr. A and one Mr. B, okay? So Mr. A, okay, he always loves to travel, loves the idea. From he was a little boy, he's looking at books about foreign places and so on. But Mr. B, his close friend, they always met under a tree in the center of town, and they just shared all their life, all their stories. They talked with each other. They so loved each other. They were like twins, inside and outside. They were so close. They grew up, they shared everything. In the course of time, Mr. B got married, and he had a son and his wife and so on, had a house where they were renting and so on. But Mr. A was not so much into that. He wanted to travel the world. But somehow, one time when they were sitting together, Mr. A, who loves traveling and so on, sitting with Mr. B, who was now married and have a family and so on. They still met, even though he was married. So Mr. B told his friend A, I have an inheritance of a lot of money, but my wife loves money too much. And I'm afraid if I let her know, she will spend it on all kinds of foolishness and it will be gone. Okay? So although it is my wife, I am just a bit careful. I only have you to confide in. And I want to tell you, just in case anything ever happens to me, I've buried the money under the house. Okay? Just for you to know. Because they trusted each other. And Mr. A says, okay, my friend, don't worry. In the course of time, Mr. A went traveling. He wanted to see the world, and he traveled. He was away for 3 years. In the meantime, his friend Mr. B died. He didn't know anything about it. In those days, no internet, nothing like that. Okay? But he had an intuition after some time he will return home, and he traveled home, long way. He arrived in his town, they got off a bus, and he's in the center of town, market and everything like this. He's coming back, and he sees the wife of his friend begging on the street. Help me, please help me, For the son who's also walking with the mother, they look ragged, they got no money, they're begging. People sometimes give them just little things or few rupees or something, So he's completely shocked. He says, Amma. And she looked at him. I know you. You are the friend of my husband. He said, yes, Amma, what are you doing here? She says, oh, you don't know? He said, I don't know anything. My husband, your friend, he died 2 years ago. We have nothing, he left nothing at all. I am begging on the street with my son. We have nothing to eat. Then you can imagine the pain that came into the heart of Mr. A. He said, Amma, please, don't worry. I have good news for you. And just hearing those words, I have good news for you, her heart is already lifting, because she's hearing those words from a trusted friend, from someone she can trust. He said, Amma, come with me. And on the way to the house, he purchased a shovel. Come with me. They went to the house. He did not even know where the house was. We can never met in the house. Where's the house? Come. Okay, come. Trust me, he says. Let's take up the floorboards. Took up floorboards. He went, he started digging. Digging. The wife, what you doing? I said, trust, Amma, trust. Your husband told me he left something for you. And he kept digging. And he found box. And he brought the box up, quite heavy now, and it's full of gold. Full of gold. Now, it was always there, and it belonged to her. All that she needed for the rest of her life. But was she rich? You say no. It belonged to her, But she did not know about it. So she had no access to it. She was still living as a beggar. I told this story because it came very strong to say. It was always there. Like you are discovering, this has always been here. But you could not benefit from it because you were not aware. You're living like a person in your head, oh my God, I don't know, why is life so tough and I can't get by and so on. And all your wealth is here. And your wealth is consciousness. And the ability to observe and to recognize that the things that you think are so too much, and so, they're small things compared to what you are. And they're bound by time, they come and go. And you're discovering that, which is not really your possession. You can call it your possession, but you can call it yourself. You can call it your home and you can call it yourself. Because you have just shared, there's no distance, no separation. So my time for you now, I say, okay, once she found this money, did she have to go begging anymore? You know, some people, they find money, they still beg, you know. Do you know this? That's why you're laughing, actually. Some people have a lot of money, but they're still going, you know, okay? And they're getting money from people much poorer than them, also, it's possible. But in this story, to have a good ending, okay, you know, she has found what can give her, at least at a phenomenal level, a good life. That's with phenomenal things. Your wealth is not about phenomenal things. It's not things outside of you. Your wealth is your own self. This is why St. Francis of Assisi, what he say? What you are looking for is already where you are looking from. But who got it? Nobody got it. Rumi, he said what? Knocking at a door, suddenly it opens. I have been knocking from inside. Can you imagine? Why knocking at the door? Because what? You think you are outside. Let me in, somebody. The door opens. Oh. I am already inside. This is the point that I'm making with you. You are already inside, dreaming that you're outside. When we live only in the state of personhood, it is, you are asked, I want to meet God, I want to find myself. I said, look, don't worry, simple thing, you know. I say, the truth is simple, but the seeker of truth is complex. It gets in its own way. Now, just understanding, I've not given any spiritual gymnastics to do. Yesterday we had a great yogi came and he was doing things that we didn't know were possible. 62 years old, he was doing all kinds of things. All kinds of things he was doing. You see? I don't know how long it took him to do. Amazing yogi. I've never seen anything like that. Then at the end I said, guys, to receive my highest teachings, you have to do this. Okay? Everybody they laugh like that. We are Westerners, we don't do things like that. Okay? You don't have to do anything. What did you have to do to discover this that you discovered today? Did you have to give up your family, leave your career?
No.
Live naked in a cave? Eat one peanut and a glass of milk every day? Did I put anything on you? Just understanding. This is the direct way. It is not even a way. All paths go somewhere. in what direction must I point you for yourself? In what direction where is it more in the east? Definitely not in the south. Nearer in the west? Is it outside or inside? Where is the closest, shortest route to the pure self? You know. And by what transportation do you need to go there? This is all I've come to share with you. Try it. Then if it doesn't work, okay, you can come and say, Mooji, you lied to me, okay? I'm here for a few days. It doesn't take a few days to find out if it works or not.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. When will it start working?
I don't know, now it's good. When testing comes,
Yes. Yes. When testing comes.
Yes. Because what you said before, I thought I was there, and then
Yes.
it came all back.
Yes. The
So I'm not
tests,
sure.
all difficulties that come in your life does not come for you to fail, but to have the opportunity to transcend. If you think that because you have difficulties, oh, I'm cursed and somebody bad luck and all, this is really poor. We don't have to be like that. The wise one builds a house out of the stones his enemies throw at him and lives happily in it. Don't take this misunderstanding of feeling that things which are challenging are bad luck. Use them. A wise person reflects and uses those, even painful things, to research themselves. Because if you don't get tested, you go to sleep. And this is why the word awakening is so relatable. Because going to sleep, you can go to sleep with your eyes wide open. And if you don't know who you are, I don't mean know here, because when I say know, knowing and being are one. So when I say to know, you say, do you know yourself? I don't mean information, because information cannot free you. Applied understanding, that will reveal the truth experientially for you. Many people I've met actually, they say, I have been studying spirituality for 30 years, but I don't have the experience. Now I want experience. I am starting you with experience. And you may come to understand what you are experiencing gradually and very, very naturally also. So I'm happy I took the time. I've used you coming up actually to open it for everybody, because I don't think that it is such a uniquely personal thing. It might appear that. But everyone can understand this standing point. And you can make use of this because it is simple enough and it is direct enough. You should not be able to be coming back and saying, yes, but in my case, you know, you answered her, but can you answer me? Because I am not addressing you as a person speaking with a person about personal things, but rather consciousness conversing with consciousness about consciousness. It is a much higher way. When you live too much in the field of personhood, it's very easy to become confused. You think I got somewhere and then you find you're somewhere else, like this. But as you continue just to look and confirm like this, something gets deeply firmed up in you. But it's not a thing you can show tangibly. But those who know through experience, they recognize you. You came to that discovery, you said you were afraid. Are you afraid now in the discovery?
No.
No.
I'm
Because,
confident.
yes, because fear is a characteristic of the ego mind. Same way with doubts and fear. All of these things have their place. Someone who's awake can also feel fear, but it will not be growing. You can feel fear, you can feel sadness, you can feel joy, you can feel all these things. And there's no need to even shut them out, because somehow it is good to have a little trouble, because it stops complacency from creeping in, so that you have to exercise your powers of discerning from time to time. But the things of the world should not overwhelm you. And if you are genuine in your claim and your search for freedom, then somehow, little bit by little bit, and very quickly, you will expand into a place where you're not troubled by your mind in quite the same way. Still, it is not the end. But I don't want to say more than this for now. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Does it work?
You can sit, it's okay. I'm going to take a moment just to maybe look at, because some letters come in also from the online groups, and I can do. Are you the guy that fell down the other day? You look like the same guy. Yeah, just he's wearing blue, not white today. Are you the same one that fell backwards like this? Yes, okay. You better sit down, you might fall again. Thank you. Dear Mooji, listening to the live retreat is very encouraging and important. It seems there has been some reluctance on my part to drop this mistaken identity of form, because there is no way of knowing what it will be like if I let go and just leap off the cliff into this world. I am not asking anybody to bungee jump in it. Anyway, leaping off a cliff is not necessary. It's the mind that tells you, oh, you have to be ready to leap into the unknown. And why? Because you'll be afraid and you won't do it. Some few will do it. But mostly if you have to leave. Suppose I say, to find freedom, come to the edge of this cliff. No bungee cable. Just leap. Okay? Who is going to do it? I don't think very many. Okay? So I am not prescribing any leaping. No leaping, no sleeping. It's enough what we share. Okay? So this letter is saying, it seems there has been some reluctance on my part to drop this mistaken identity. I feel if you recognize it for what it is and see from the deeper place, impersonally, you don't have to drop anything. You don't have to kill something that doesn't exist. You cannot just kill your imagination. You can just wake up to the truth of who you are. And it's gone. So there's no killing necessary, unless some of you like this type of thing. And then drop this mistaken identity form, because there's no way of knowing what will be like if I let go. And this is another thing. This is another card, another ace from the sleeve of the mind. Yeah, try this one, huh? You let go and what's going to happen? Black hole. You're sucked in. So, whoa, no, we're not going there. So mind has a million things to put you off if you are afraid. But if you feel a sense, just one drop of the nectar from God is enough to convince you, I come. Because same thing happened to me. One thing, just one tiny bubble burst inside my being. And I knew that my life lived so far could not compare with just this drop of nectar from God's grace. I will continue. Sometimes the known seems safer than the unknown. I'm going to tell you more. The apparent known seems more safe than the apparent unknown. Actually, you are the unknown. Believing and trusting in the apparent known. What do you really know? Do you know what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 minutes? No, you don't. Do you know that when you go to bed in the morning, in the night you're going to wake up in the morning? No, you don't. Some trust is there. The chances are you will wake up. But we all go to bed, we don't go to bed, sort of like holding the hand of the doctor, okay? You go to bed and so happy to let go. And every night we go into the place, into the unknown. We let go, not even let go. You are taken into maybe sleep for a bit and then deep sleep where nothing exists. I said, if we are sensible, you buy a good bed, good mattress, lavender pillows. What? To forget everything, including the bed and the pillow and your partner and yourself also, as you conceive yourself to be in the waking state. And you go into what? Total oblivion, And you don't go to bed screaming. Like, no, I don't want to go into the unknown. No, every night we do. And if you don't go into the unknown, you would not be healthy this morning to come here. Okay? But what I asked this morning is to go into the seeming unknown consciously. So that you can say, should I be afraid? Am I afraid? Is there some ghosts waiting there for me? Did you meet any ghosts? Any monsters? Sometimes the known seems safer than the unknown. And what will be like when I just let go? I think that my holding on point, the point of not knowing what I will be like when I drop the little I, it would be disappointing to take the leap into the void and find it was a humorless place to be. Humorless, look at that. You must be having a lot of fun, huh? So I let go. Oh, actually there won't even any war because it's unknown, you don't know, And then you find God is a very serious chap. Who are you? Why you come here? So you might say, I am living between two worlds, the world of my creating and the world of God's creating. I need a push. If you could just push me off the cliff. Oh my God. If you just push me off the cliff and send me into the void of pure being. Oh, never mind, I'm coming, okay? So, if you could just push me off this cliff and send me into the void of pure being, I will be most grateful. From the void? You're going to be, oh, thank you, Mooji. Very nice. Thank you, Mooji. Patrice in Eugene, Oregon, United States. I have a picture also. She has a picture also. Well, I have to say that it's a good letter because what you do, you expose the fears that live in our mind. The fears that is putting you off from the direct recognition of who you are which is not in a void. Okay? It's not in a void. If you follow this guidance, did you feel that you're being led more and more into the void? And you want to avoid the void? No, you discover only what is natural and ever present. Did I push you off some cliff? No, I didn't push you. This is all the mind. The mind is writing. Not the mind alone is writing, but the sleeping consciousness. Because in some way it's as though the consciousness is hypnotized into this conditioning for a while, where it really believes it is personal. And you can see how we are, how easy it is to feel and experience the crisis of living when you live in the narrow way of personhood. Now as you begin to, what I may call, you're winning yourself back actually. You're discovering the power of just observing. When you observe, you can see more and more clearly the delusions created in the mind. And that you are not trapped in the bubble of any delusion, any scenario. You are the weakness of them. You see? Did I ever tell you the story of this one? Because it says this thing about letting go. Anybody know this one?
It's a good one.
Because you remind me that one man was walking through Himalayas, trekking, walking through Himalayas someplace, and it was raining. So he slips, and he starts to tumble down the hillside. Finally, he's dangling over some edge, by holding on to the root of some tree, just dangling. I don't know if it was Himalayas, but some place like that, no? Maybe Amazon, I don't know. But anyway, he falls down this cliff, and then he's hanging, and he's holding on only to a root of a tree. And, pain all over. But he hasn't fallen further. And then he looks down, and he sees down the bottom there is a pool with hungry crocodiles looking. Like this, okay? And he's dangling, nobody around. It's dark, And so, of course, the only thing you do, you shout, help! He's shouting, help! And he's like this for nearly 1 hour. Help! Please help! Is anybody there? And then one voice says, yes. Oh my God! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who are you, who are you? God. God? Oh my God. God, thank you for coming, help me, please, help me. I was almost going to die. What should I do? Let go. Did somebody do some sound effect there? No, don't do that. Let go. He says, let go? No. Are you sure you're going to? No, don't let go. Help me. There's crocodiles, hungry crocodiles. What must I do? Give me your hand. Let go. Oh, no. God. He cannot accept, you see, not trust. No? So 10 minutes goes past and his fingers are slipping. And he calls again, help, help. Is anybody there? Yes. Who is it? God. God, please, don't mess around, please, I'm dying. Help me. Help me, please, God, help me. What I must do? Let go. No, please. Then also, okay, another 15 minutes go. Now the fingers are going, the root is getting smaller and smaller. Help! Help! Is anybody there? Yes. Who is it? Who is it? It's God. Is anybody else up here? I see some people looking at me like, it's just a joke, okay? I mean, I say because of this letter, no? This feeling of letting go, let go. Sometimes it's easy for some, just let go of something. For some, actually, for any mature student, any sangha, you know, you should be told, you can drop this, and they can drop it actually. It's only when we are clinging and identified and the mind is telling, no, if you let go, you're going to be finished and so on. Those ones you cannot tell, let go. I can say, just look properly, you know? Look from here. Then it's easier, you see? But for a more mature someone, they're trusted, in a trusted connection, you say, no, just drop that. Oh, thank you. Drop it. I know many like this. He said, no, don't go with that. They drop it. They drop it. One thing that happened also is that on this path, I don't plan to say these things, but I want to tell you something, okay? Because it's a deep thing and it's at the root of many troubles that we experience. Almost everyone who comes, or they write to come to Monte Sahasra and so on, they write and they say, please, I would love to come, I'm burning for truth, I'm burning, please. Babaji, help me to just finish off my stories, I just want to be free, I want truth. I read some of the letters and then I say, okay, right, tell them to come, they come. And now more and more people come. I don't read the letters because too many, they come. And as soon as you come, whatever is hidden starts to come to the surface. And it's not comfortable for people because we imbibe and somehow absorb many impressions which are not true. We feel always, if I say, who is here for truth? 2 hands go up and all 10 fingers and toes and everything. I'm here for truth, no? But when it comes time to really say, figuratively, to open the door to come in, you see? Then excuses start to be made like that. Because people begin to find that there are deep desires within them that they're not willing to let go of it. In any genuine path, the people begin to see that they have desires and urges within themselves, that when these desires come to the surface, it's even stronger than their desire for truth. Can you believe what I'm speaking? Yes. In the moment, you see, and there are deep urges within the human consciousness that we are not conscious of them, and they begin to come to the surface. If you are in a path or on a path that takes a long time, because some people like that, they like the journey more than the destination. So they want to practice and they like to wear the big malas and they do all these lovely things and they sing and and they enjoy. And I say, why not enjoy? I'm not here to tell people come off this path and go, I'm not going to do that. Okay? But I'm speaking that if you like this kind of stuff, some people also like the idea of time. They're attached to time and they love being in the body. So the idea of being a final life in this kind of form is horrible for them. No, they are very happy to be told you need another 35 births. And they're 35? Not 40? No, there are people like this because consciousness manifests all this kind of play. Okay? So, but they come largely because many people come here because they felt, I've done a lot of practice, but now I want to go through. And then they start to discover that things are coming up. And different kind of things come. But one of the strong things that come is the desire for relationships. And I want to talk a little bit about it. Okay? Because we understand people want to be together, and that's fine. It's fine. But sometimes you have a very strong thing inside. I have to have someone, And some people, they really seem like they're on heat or something. I don't know. They really need to have somebody else. But others have got the whole program set out already. And if you are in this kind of mode, generally I say, watch this thing. Watch it, because your mind is going for something. And it's not that you should not have a partner, you may not find someone. But don't let your mind find somebody. Don't let your mind find somebody, because this is going to cause trouble. No? But I cannot command anyone, and it is not a prerequisite to freedom. I don't put any condition on anyone. I'm just saying, as a friend, be careful that you don't get this idea too quickly. Of course, you will meet people on the path, and you may connect. And some people also, there are people who came and they've met someone who really is just resonates with you. And some of them have got married, they have families and stuff. I bless them, happy. It's a natural thing, But if you find that you're hungry for that, just bring it into your satsang a bit and just keep staying steady in your satsang. And trust life, trust God. That which is destined for you will happen. Remember Ramana's statement? Whatever needs to happen, is destined to happen, will happen, even if you try to not make it happen. And what is destined not to happen will not happen, even if you try with all your might to make it happen or not happen. And that the best course of action is to keep quiet and just keep settling, because a greater thing might be there waiting just for a little bit while you continue your sadhana. I hope you don't find a restriction in what I'm saying. It's actually a freedom, you see? Because some things, they bring you off the path very easy. And we find that sometimes then this venom comes and, you're stopping me from... I don't want to interfere. My main contact with you is just for this, what I've shared with you. I don't want to get entangled in anybody's things. I don't want to do this. But if you come and you ask me, I may say, wait a little bit, no? Wait a little bit, give a bit more time to this, and then see what happens. This I may say to you. Because a lot of things come with people, and it brings up a lot of nastiness in them, because they want to blame someone for not fulfilling their projections or something. So this is something I just feel it just came to say this thing to you. So please hear it in the right way. I am not a very ruly person. You do this, don't do that. I feel, no, follow the pointing. That's the most important thing. And then you do what you like. Move in accordance with your own temperament, that's fine. If you are close and you ask me to look, I might speed up some things for you like that in your looking. But what I have shared is plenty enough to begin and just to check in and discover the beauty and the harmony of your natural state. Does the natural state require that you should be alone? Not at all. It has no requirement at all. Is there any conditions you have to do first and so on? Well, if you are going to come in a place that is really focused on truth, they may tell you it's better you don't come like this and that, because you will just not progress very quickly. This thing may happen. But everyone, it is only to secure and to discover your freedom. That's all. And as I said before, it's not a prerequisite that you must be single. People, you can have 100 children, I don't mind. That won't stop you from freedom if your heart is ready for what I'm sharing. Nothing stops you. And I want to say this because a lot of people feel that they don't qualify because of this. And I said, that's not true. All that matters is that if there is a yearning in your heart, you may come and look together with me. Okay? Don't build your house outside the gates of nirvana. Yes, I'm coming. Don't build your house outside the gate of nirvana. Outside the gate of nirvana, oh, there's so much activity. Too much activity. Every kind is there. Everything is there. Supermarket, mall, shopping center, everything is there. Every kind of crowd is there. Okay? Noisy place. Inside nirvana, it's peaceful. All the beings are resting in their peace and joy and love. You want to say something? Okay, you say something.
Guruji, I bow down at your feet and all the masters and all the gurus. When I met you first time, I just want to share a little thing. You never asked me where I come from. You never put any condition. You never asked me to do anything, to be specialized in anything. And my heart's wish to just wake up. You never related to me as one another, somebody else, coming from somewhere else. Your relation is not relating in this human forms. You don't see me as something else, someone else. You never expected anything from anyone. And this is true in my heart. And I thank you. And my thank you is not enough if I say thank you. I grew up in India, and being in that family, it was Guru's grace all over. Unconditional love from my mother, my father. But I couldn't understand unconditional love because I could see that she's my mother, so that's why she's loving me, she's taking care of me. When I met you, I felt that unconditional love, which is not for anything, it's just to give. And waking up is for us. I can't even give anything to anyone. To live at Master's feet is the highest, you say. And you say also that your head is still at your Master's feet, Papaji. And may we always be at your feet, Guruji. This life is for nothing. And it's truly coming from my heart. It is for nothing. Nothing is highest than this.
Thank you.
There is one saint says, if the Ram comes in front of me, I first bow down to my Guru. He's the one who has lit this light inside me to see the Ram inside me. I only know my Guru. I only know my Master. This 1,000 bowing down is not enough. Thank you for letting us be in your heart, Guruji.
I know you are true. Today you brought the ashes of your mother to put here in front of me. And I know her. She spent time with me. And her ashes are God's vibhuti. And that's the best this body can be. Thank you. Thank you.
I touch your feet inside my heart, Guruji. Every moment. Let this moment be the last breath, and I'm happiest. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You know that these days, the last few days, because this is the last week, the final week of my time here in Rishikesh, and it's been a beautiful, intense time, because although we've been having one satsang each day, apart from the Mondays and Tuesdays, every day has been full with satsang, actually. And towards the end now, I have not really been, for some unplanned, I have not been taking many questions and many hands, because I felt now that whatever one asks, we are going to share it for everybody. It must be of such quintessence and so powerful that it can be, let us have a divine picnic with it then, rather than handing you a bag of chips. Let us look together, and what we find we can eat together, we can absorb together. And this is why somehow it's felt in these closing days that I'm not so much going for questions, but more just ensuring that as much as possible the understanding begins to sink in, rather than just questions and answers that are just sort of like, just flowing up here. That you begin to understand, and that you can look from the real place. And that your life doesn't become busier and busier and busier. A spiritual life should not lead you into just busy. And even though you may come to this place of total stillness and silence, it doesn't mean also that outside you don't do anything. Sometimes the force of the light, the vital force, chooses and wishes to be expressed dynamically. So outwardly you're doing all these things, but inwardly your heart and presence is full of serenity and a quiet joy. And when beings meet you, they're not put off by your activities, but they can perceive and bathe in the light of your presence. If this little you find, and of course, if you are searching for truth, you will feel challenged. But you will only feel challenged mostly in your person. The deeper you go into your seeing, you will find that yes, the tree will still shake, but you'll find yourself in the root. And all things live because of the root. You stay in the root of yourself. I have not come here, I don't have 10 things to tell you. I don't have 15 till. I have lots of stories I can tell, I like stories. But I don't have 15 different instructions and advice to give you. Over the years, everything has boiled down to some very simple pointings, because I find that they are the quintessence, and by understanding them, it's like throwing a net over the entire universe of possibilities. And you come to see with the eye of intuition and with the eye of God, blessed by God. So I can only encourage, I never command and I never decide for you. I only present this thing for you and ask you to look and to trust what you find. Swallow the food in your mouth, digest and assimilate it, because whatever food you take here must combust into spirit. Otherwise, it just leaves bad breath, that's all it will be. So my heart is becoming increasingly light as I empty what I have to share with you. And that is also light. I was about to read another letter, but I feel enough for now, enough for the moment. And just as you move in the freedom of your own way. I am not directing the traffic of human activity. Each one go their own way, go your own way. But if you find a little nourishment in what I've shared with you, try it and see what you find. And God bless you. God bless you. Life bless you. Pure consciousness bless you. And absorb your mind inside your heart. That's all I can share. My pointing is very simple. I'm a simple man. I don't want anything. But if you follow, you may find a little bit of what I found. Even a little bit is good. Thank you. Thank you. We have something coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
of your grace and love.
I was physically living today, but I'm here with you, and your love and your truth filled me.
I think you are in our heart.
Please be with me all.
Thank you so much.
I dreamed about you last night.
Thank you so much.
I dreamed about you last night.
You love me. Your grace is also with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your kindness.
Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Yes, please. My mom actually sent it. So it's just a letter, a book, and some chocolates. Thank you, Bob.
I wanted to say something, that if anything that I have said inadvertently or that cause offense to your heart, forgive me.